5 seasons, 50 episodes, the final ride. It all comes down to one last review. Welcome back, guys, to Fall Guy Entertainment. Just got done watching nearly 2 hours of Mayans MC. The final 2 hours we will ever see of Mayans MC. The episode itself we will discuss in a little bit. But we just want to say one more time, thank you for all you guys tuning in, watching this series with us, been on this journey with us. It was great. I loved the banter. I loved the discussions. I loved everything about it. It's a shame that we didn't get a show that was as good as Sons of Anarchy. It's a shame that we never really got a show that we could discuss how much we loved and that we spent the majority of the time breaking it down and criticising it. But either way, it's been a fun ride nonetheless.
It's been entertaining, and you can't say it hasn't been. It's not been boring. I'll say that. Season 5, it really went off the rails, but the other 4 seasons I felt were good. This season, it is completely... There's been some great things, but the awful has outweighed the great, and that is the disappointing thing.
And I will also give Elgin James the benefit of the doubt. I do believe that he had an extra season planned out, and the fact that they decided to cancel the show means that he had to fit all the remaining stories into one final season. Now, I'm not going to let him off the hook because he's ended up adding more. See, he's ended up adding more storylines this season, and
it's flooded.
Yeah, he's made it worse in a way. He was in a difficult situation. He should have been trying to wrap up whatever storylines he had going, the minor ones. He should have wrapped up early within the first couple of episodes, but he decided that he wanted to pretty much drag everything out to the finale. And as you can see tonight, guys, it was just a cluster. It was not good. It was all over the place. And the stuff that needed time, the stuff that we should have been focusing on heavily, didn't really get that. So, yeah, we will break it down. I think we should just start from the beginning, really.
There's no point going to the end.
We start off with Felipe already dead. We start off at Felipe's funeral. Obviously, last week, we seen the Sandino charter enter Felipe's house. He got in a shootout. He got shot. He was bleeding out. We seen a body being taken from the house. But I think a lot of us believed that actually was not Felipe. We thought that was the Sandino member, whose name I'm completely forget. Wood. We thought that Wood had been chopped like a tree. He'd been chopped down by Felipe and his big axe. But it turns out that body might have been Felipe. I just don't understand why they didn't show us Felipe being carried out. I think Angel seeing his face would have just been a better reaction, actually reacting to his death rather than just reacting to a body in a body bag that had been, wheeled out. This could have been anybody.
Absolutely, but my biggest problem with this is Sam Dino's last act of war is killing an old man.
And it took 5 members to do it.
That doesn't sit right with me. I mean, I know we said we weren't going to go to the start, but when Emily can drop 2 men, 2 cartel men, and Sam Dino can't drop an old man without losing...
An old man,
damn it.
Not plural,
I just can't believe that Sam Dino's last act of war was that.
Right, well, we'll talk about Emily when we get there. We're a long, long, long way away from what happened to Emily. But yeah, we get the Felipe funeral. Everyone is paying their respects. There was someone at the back of the funeral at the service who looked exactly like Felipe, and I don't know if this was actually the actor and he was just sitting there. I don't know, because maybe they wanted him to be on screen in the final episode. I don't know if that's the case.
They could have an open coffin.
They could have, but I swear to God that this guy definitely looked like Felipe. Does Felipe have a twin brother we're not told about or something?
Imagine he faked his death.
Maybe. Or it was a ghost of Felipe. Or it was the ghost of Felipe because he was sitting right at the back. Now, if you go back and watch it, you will see this guy literally, it was Felipe. I'm telling you, this was Felipe. Anyway, Galindo's there. Everyone is thanking the Reyes brothers, saying how much your father meant. Galindo then appears. He doesn't really thank Angel, but he tells him, condolences, sorry for your loss. He then goes to do the same with Easy, but Easy is a lot more hostile than his brother Angel. Easy doesn't really want to know. Tells him, this is for friends and family. You're neither. Get out. Galindo pretty much accepts this and just leaves with his little bunch of photographs that Angel noticed but didn't say anything. Galindo didn't say anything. And this pretty much from this point on, I think we both realised that the reveal that Galindo is their brother is just not going to be revealed. I think if it was, this would have been the perfect opportunity to do it. They didn't do it here, and they ended up not doing it in the entire episode. So we get this reveal at the end of last season, and it doesn't even come out.
Yeah, it's disappointing.
This was one of the cliffhangers.
I said earlier in the feed, Angel this season he's looked at things and been suspicious. He did it with Cody, right? He did it with these photos, and nothing came of it. He speaks with Easy later on, doesn't even bring it up. Like, surely if he is any sort of suspicion that Galindo is his half-brother or full brother or whatever, he should be bringing that up. He should not be letting that fly. I just don't get it. Why have him glance at the photos? That should have just been a case of Easy and Angel just didn't make Miguel feel welcome there. Miguel's like, you know what, I'm not even giving these pricks the time of day.
It's almost like Angel has the same brain capacity as Maverick. It's like things are clearly in front of him, but he just doesn't process it. So, yeah, that's it. I just don't understand why Galindo walked out.
Yeah, it set up the perfect line. See when Easy said, you're not family or friends.
Well, actually, I am, you know.
That's set up. Miguel walks out, and I'm thinking, right, what is going to happen here with Miguel? And not really much else happens. Easy goes out. He's like, oh, this turnout was poor. Marisol had a bigger turnout. I mean, I don't really know why she would have had a bigger turnout. Maybe because Felipe died at the hands of criminals, damn it. And,
well, there's multiple reasons for that. I mean, Felipe was a bad guy, killed a shitload of people. I think his wife Marisol was pretty much innocent. Plus, you look at Felipe, he's older. It's later on. Their friend groups would be older. You could argue maybe a lot of their friend groups would have died. So
yeah,
there's
I agree.
Less possibility because Felipe is an older guy. Marisol was younger. You could argue that more people she would know would have been at the funeral. So, no, there's other reasons for that. But I think what they were trying to show here is, or maybe what Easy was trying to get at, is the fact that maybe the Reyes men ain't good men.
Yeah.
And that's why the funeral was pretty low in numbers.
Up to this point, I think the episode was alright. And saying that, it's only 5 minutes in. Then Potter confronts Easy, and he just says a lot of mum. I don't mind Potter, but it's like Chucky. They've just made him a complete whack job.
Look, he was a whack job in SOA, but
he was smart. I'm not saying he's not smart in Mayans, but he says everything with its substance.
See, in SOA, he still kind of talked in riddles, but at least when he said something, you had to listen. He was at least trying to explain something in his weird, wacky way. In Mayans, he literally just rumbles on. He rambles about stuff without really saying anything. Honestly, what this whole conversation with Easy, what did we take from it? Not a lot.
I said at the time, he could have literally just glanced at Easy across the car park and it would have done the same thing. It would have let him know that, oh shit, Potter's back.
He could have took a dump in Felipe's coffin and it would have done the same thing for me.
He did address Felipe as Ignacio Cortez. I could have swore it was Cortina.
Cortina Cortez, he's dead meat now. It's Felipe Reyes' coffin at this point.
Exactly right. So, up next, Jasmine reappears.
Coftina.
I like that, that's quite good. Right, Jasmine appears. We thought she wouldn't appear, right? No, my problem with this is, I think you should wrap stuff up. But is this really season finale, man? Series finale, sorry. Jasmine talking about Jess. It's not like she died last episode. It was like 4 episodes ago.
Yeah, Jasmine's upset about Jess. We see her crying. She wants to know, she's asking Terry what happened. And then this is the last we see of Jasmine, so what's the point?
So obviously this is some plan that these two came together with. And I'll tell you what, it's funny how you see characters in this episode care more about their family than like what Sam Crow do about Happy. I'll say that.
Yeah, it's like everybody wants revenge. Everybody wants to get some sort of payback. The only person or the only crew that isn't interested in payback is Sam Crow, which is absolutely fucking pathetic.
Yep. We have Sally up next.
Sophia. Hey, my golden doodle used to do that when my sister was pregnant or whatever.
So obviously, Sophia's pregnant. And I've always wondered why they've gave Sophia and Bottle screen time. It'll make sense later on. Terry is then at the Santa Padre clubhouse.
Well, first of all, Easy rides up. Hank tells him, you're going to want to see this. And I guess we do want to see it. We walk into the clubhouse. Terry's getting a gun pointed at him. We're thinking, what the fuck is happening here? I thought initially when I seen this, right, Terry's willing to give up Isaac. Terry's willing to come to some sort of deal that they can put this war behind them. They can come to a truce. They can take out Isaac. He's the one that's behind it. He's the one that's pushing it. With Isaac gone, everything will be okay. I thought that's what Terry was going to say, but instead he gives them an ultimatum. He basically offers them a trade. He says, tell us where Jess is, and I'll tell you what happened to your father. Like, how did Terry think this was a good fucking idea? How did Terry possibly believe that he was going to walk in here, make a deal, and then walk out? Even if the Mayans told him where Jess was, does he think that he's just getting able to walk out of here and go and collect the body? or go back and tell Jasmine what happened.
No, it gets me though. It's not like it's Jasmine's body. It's Jasmine's sister who he literally abused in episode 3. Like,
yeah, but he's doing it. He's clearly doing it for Jasmine because she was so upset about it. That doesn't bother me. It's just dumb. Wouldn't matter if it was Jasmine's body. Him walking in here's a death trap.
And the fact he's given up his whole charter is essentially what he's doing.
Is he? No, he's not doing that. He's not giving up his own charter. That's what we thought he was doing. He offered a trade. He didn't say shit about giving up Isaac, giving up the club. I'm going to assume he's just left.
Yeah, but I'm going to assume was there any proof that the Mayans knew that Felipe died of Sam Dino? I know you could say it's obvious, but he could have gave that up. That's what it alluded to for me.
Oh no, he did give them up.
That's what I'm saying. Though.
Oh yeah, you mean that? So he offers them a trade. They tell him what happened with Jess, and he'll tell them what happened to Easy's father. Now we don't know what happened after this because this is the last we see of Terry.
Yeah,
we don't get another scene with Terry,
which is a disgrace.
So did they share that information? I'm assuming happened is that they stripped Terry of his patch and that Terry left.
Yeah, you know what? We did predict that Terry would live, but I can't believe the guy that was the biggest advocate for this universe,
the one that wanted it, season 4, guy pushed for it,
is still alive.
You could argue it's his fault, this whole thing, because if he wasn't pushing for it so much, I don't think it would have ever happened in the first place.
Although, talking to the guy whose fault it might be the most, Taza, Hank goes to Easy. Bishop and Taza were talking. Taza wants to rejoin. Easy shuts it down. He's like, nah, not going to happen. That fucker left us. He didn't find what he wanted. Now he wants to come crawling back. It's a no. And Hank's like, well, okay, Easy. El Simple strikes again.
Then he asked him something else.
I can't even remember what he asked him. It was something about what we're going to do today. We're going to win the war. Pretty much. But right, well, does Hank not have a fucking backbone?
I don't get it. Hank's sergeant at arms. Why can't Hank at least turn around and say to Easy, look, we've been here longer than you. Taza was a member for blah, blah, blah years. You need to show him a bit of respect. This isn't how it works. At least bring it to the club. At least bring it to the temple. Bring it to the table and have a vote on it. But no, Hank basically just lets Easy dictate what's happening. Well, if Easy says Taza's not coming back, I guess he's not coming back.
He didn't even push him on it though. See if Easy, like, at the second time I ask him, raises his voice and like, Hank, don't ask me on this again. Fair enough. I think fair enough. But he just accepts it like a little bitch. And that's exactly what Hank is. Up next, we do get Easy's war speech. I enjoyed this speech. I thought it was a good scene. But at the end of the day, I've talked about it before. It just doesn't sit right with me seeing the Iron War sitting there. They're a bunch of cops. That's the biggest problem I've got with this.
But does he really need to give this speech? They're already in a full... Well, not really, but they're already in a war.
I think his point was, right, we're ending it today. No more blood being spilt. That's essentially the gist of what he's getting on here. Again, we can talk about the Grim Bastards picking sides. I'm not a fan of this.
Yeah, the Grim Bastards have just thrown away years, decades of loyalty to the Sons. But of course, I mean, it is the ending, so none of this will come back and haunt them. I guess maybe if they do a spin-off in the future, will they pick up on this? Probably not. I think if they do a spin-off in the future, I think Kurt Sutter, if he is in control of it, I think he'll want to stay as far away from the Mayans MC as possible. I don't think he'll want to acknowledge really this universe. I think he'll try and basically, I'm not saying pretend none of this existed, but I think he will try and just not involve anything that was done in the latter seasons of Mayans MC because it was a mess.
Exactly. Easy does say here that he alludes to the fact that if any members fight back and keep their patch on, they will die. If they surrender and take their patch off, they will live.
So he's given Sam Dino like an ultimatum here, basically saying if they surrender, if they're willing to strip their patches, we will let them walk off, we will let them survive, they will live to breathe another day. But if they don't, if they keep their patches on their back, if they fight us, then they will die. They will not see sunrise.
Yeah, they will not see the sunrise. And
so that tells me Terry must have gave his patch up.
Yeah, that's what it alludes to. It's confirmation that, personally. You see his patch? There's a big massive bullet hole in it. Up next, we've got a Sam Dino concert. And know what the problem is with this? They're at war. What? You should be on edge, not at a concert. And what happens next, I think, just completely shits over the last almost pretty much is 2 seasons of war. The Mayans, Grim Bastards, and Iron War just eliminate Sam Dino.
Yeah, they come in with baseball bats. They just beat everyone up. They do shoot a couple of people, though, specifically Joker, Hoyzier. Those two get just basically executed, shot in the head. So I'm assuming that is because Terry has told them that they were the ones with him.
Yeah, he must have singled the ones that were at Felipe's house. But why is no son pulling a gun out? Come on, it doesn't make any sense. It makes zero sense.
Yeah, you tell me these guys ain't packing.
I mean, the sons are literally just sitting there like cattle at a farm.
I just did not like this scene whatsoever. You got them all pushing in. Angel shoots Joker. I believe Easy is the one that shoots Hoyser. It was garbage, man. It's like they come in and it's very dark, it's crowded. Nobody can barely move because it just wasn't very good. Hardly anybody can move. It's all crowded. There's no space. Literally just people swinging bats, and the camera work was shoddy. You couldn't see much. I mean, literally the only thing you did see was Joker and Hoyser getting executed by the Reyes brothers.
Yeah, I get it, right? Seeing this world where there's a big massive fight in a dance floor, it's not supposed to be the most cinematic thing. It's supposed to be a bit chaotic, but it just came across as a complete and utter clusterfuck. That's what it came across to me. And what it was a one big final fuck you to the sons in the universe.
Isaac runs, Easy gives chase, they get in a bit of a brawl, they get in a fist fight, I guess. Easy throws Isaac down the stairs, and I believe Isaac might have broke his leg.
I think he did, because we see him crawl away and there's just a blood trail and he can't stand. It's all bent. It must be broke. And could Isaac not have got a bit of offense in? It's president against president here.
Yeah, it wasn't very good, was it? Isaac then crawls away, blood stain left around his knee area, so it looks like he did break his leg. He crawls down an alley. Easy follows him. Isaac says, "This is it. This is not how I die. I'm not ready to die." But Easy's not really listening. Easy pulls out the gun and basically just kills him, executes him down an alley. And that is it. That is the war. 4 seasons of war. Sam Dino, Mayans, supposed to be flat out. We're going to war. What happens?
Nothing.
Sam Dino get wiped out in 2 minutes. 3 members shot in the head. And I'm assuming everyone else just got beat up with baseball bats and had their patches stripped. I'm assuming that's what happened.
And also, it's the fact this happens on Main Street. Isaac crawling up a busy street on one leg.
I know, witnesses and shit. Nothing
Patches
happens.
on. And then even the whole thing, Isaac's like, oh, this isn't how it ends. It's like,
what a very weak way to go. The last time we seen Isaac was he was just standing while people were shooting at Felipe. And then pretty much the next time we see him, he's lying flat on his back.
Yeah, the biggest problem for me is the fact that no Mayan died. Not one ally of the Mayans or a Mayan died in this scene, in this war. It's a joke. It's an absolute bloody disgrace how no one died. Honestly, man, it's laughable. Look at Lobo, Creeper. They did not die as a result of this war. Going into this season, we're hyping up. Oh, surely, man, they're going to kill high-ranking officers of Santa Padre. Not even Ontario died. It's a disgrace that no Santa Padre member died. And that, like you said, that is the war wrapped up, I'd say, 20 minutes into about an 80-odd minute episode.
Yeah. Expecting this 2 hours of war, and basically after 20 minutes, they're like, right, that's it. That's the Sun's chapter over. SOA, their time is up. Our time is now.
May as well address it, guys. Sam Crow do not appear. Happy will not get avenged. And it doesn't sit right with me, but we kind of knew it wasn't going to happen at this stage. Even though there was a few times in the episode I thought it might happen, but it didn't happen. And then we have a bonfire, which was kind of revealed in the trailer. You kind of guessed that here they're celebrating at night. They're throwing leather into the fire. Obviously, they must be burning SOA patches. And again, this does sicken me to my stomach that we are seeing SOA patches burnt without any retaliation for the Mother Charter. They're just sitting there. Quinn's getting his bike fixed, man. I just can't forgive that. I can't. It doesn't sit right with me. It never will sit right with me. It's disgraceful. And then out of nowhere, we get this side mission with Gilly and Hank going to Donna and hey, that chick Celio, why is she not around here? He's like, I don't know, man. He's like, you gotta go check her out. Silence her. And where's it? We didn't even know these two were an item. And Donner's been tasked here with the killer.
Yeah, I mean, what the fuck news to me?
Absolute filler.
Downer goes to her house, you're thinking, right, okay, why are they giving this story? Why are they giving this time? I thought it was a setup because Celia had the door half open but half closed, and I thought maybe there was an ambush, maybe we were getting some sort of Sons or Sam Crow, or maybe not even Sam Crow, but I thought we were getting somebody. I thought there was someone waiting in Celio's house to potentially ambush Downer. Doesn't happen. Downer then pretty much tells her, look, you need to come with me, sits her in the car. She sees the gun, she thinks she's going to get the Jess treatment, and she uses Downer's own knife to stab him in the chest multiple times. And while Downer is laying there dying, blood coming out, we notice that there was a one-way ticket on a flight out of California and some cash. So it looks like Downer was, instead of killing her, he was going to give her money and a flight ticket to escape. And then at this point, she tries to save his life, but he's already dead. So Downer's dead, and it's like, what the fuck are they doing here? Patch member dies, nothing to do with SOA. We had Lobo die earlier, nothing to do with SOA. He dies fentanyl drug overdose. It's like, I mean, come on. Here's two patches that could have died. Why not have Downer just get shot when they invaded the clubhouse and broke up that Sam Dino like party a couple of minutes ago? Could have had Downer get killed in that. At least then Sam Dino would have took out one member of Santa Padre, and it wouldn't have been so one-sided, the war. But no, I mean, ever since like the first couple of episodes, it's been all Santa Padre, all Mayans. And I'm just surprised it took them this long to actually win the war, because they've been killing them left, right and centre.
I did feel sorry for Downer here, I did. But I can't believe they introduced a story arc halfway through the finale, and then it's wrapped up like 5 minutes later. It's just, why? If you're going to kill this guy off, why not just kill him off like you say? Sam Dino kill him? Or he didn't even need to die.
And I didn't really feel that bad for him, because we had no idea that this was a relationship. We had no idea that Downer had a thing for Celio. At least with Jess and Nestor, they were showing them. They were like hinting that they were possibly going to get together. We never seen anything with Downer or Celio, so I just didn't really feel there was any connection here. I just think it's lame though that
I don't know, I felt bad for him from a point of view of he was actually doing the right thing here, not the this relationship was great.
True. But like Celio's killed more Mayans than Sons have, probably.
Yeah, and that's
like she's killed Downer and then she planted the bomb in season 3. It's like, what the fuck is happening here?
Yeah, literally.
Search and destroy, amigo.
We then cut to Alvarez. His child is born. You thought his child wasn't breathing, but guess what, guys? His child is breathing.
Yeah, they pull the child out and there's no noise. Alvarez looks at his wife. Alvarez is looking at the doctors. There's nothing. I'm thinking, oh, brilliant, yes. No offence, but Alvarez's child's dying is worth it if it means he feels he's got nothing to live for. He puts the patch back on, and we get Alvarez going out like a fucking badass and taking down the Mayans, or taking down anybody at this rate. But no, after a delayed 10 seconds, we start hearing mwah, mwah, and it turns out Alvarez's kid is alive and breathing, and I was fucking gutted. I know that's going to sound horrible that I was annoyed that this kid was alive, but I was just thinking, well, now that this kid's alive, Alvarez is going to give up this life for good. He's not going to put the patch back on and risk his life now that he's got a kid to look after. So yeah, this pretty much symbolised the end of Marcus Alvarez as we know him being in the club, him being the president, him being El Pagino, him being first two. Pretty much done. Now he's just an old dad who's going to look after his son, and if he's lucky, he'll get to see him graduate before old age takes him. Alvarez's words, not mine.
Yeah, literally. And then we had the general talking with the fat guy assistant that we haven't really seen much of. I mean, we've seen him back in like episode 2 or something. And here, she's pretty confident that Potter's going down today. Is he going down? I'm not too convinced. We did have a foreshadowing scene where Easy was standing in front of the bonfire, and he was stood next to Nestor, and I noticed that at the time. Now remember, he was standing next to Nestor, and he was like kind of looking, contemplating the future, because he was obviously thinking about Potter. So that'll tie in a wee bit later on. Letty then meets with Gilberto, is it?
No, it's not Gilberto, it's
the guy with the green saber, and it's not Big Smoke, it's the guy with the green saber. He sold her the green saber. Letty wants to buy a gun because she wants to kill every person that is wearing a Mayan cut. And I'm sitting there thinking, so hold on, Letty wants retaliation against the Mayans for killing Coco.
For not even killing Coco.
Yeah, they didn't kill Coco. They didn't kill Hope.
I mean,
it was all Sam Dino.
Well, I'm not going to blame Sam Dino on Hope's death. She killed herself. She took the fucking.
Oh no, she did, but I guess you could say, well, they kidnapped her, right? But you're right in that. And again, here we have Letty wanting to kill Mayans, retaliate for nothing. And Sam Crow, Happy dies, and they're just sitting there. bikes fixed. I can't believe it.
It just goes to show you. I mean, Letty's main priority is getting revenge. Letty's main priority is getting a gun and taking out every single person. And a Mayans cut. Sons find out Happy's dead. And Quinn's like, you know what? I'm going to take my bike to the garage and see if I can pimp my bike.
Literally. And that makes me sick about that. I genuinely thought they were coming back. Tommy Flanagan and Kim Coates getting involved. They have to. And it's not their fault at the end of the day, man. But yeah, damn. Then we have Bishop. He visits Alvarez. Again, a scene I enjoyed. I did enjoy this scene.
It was a good scene. I liked it. I mean, it kind of nice to see them being friendly, being civil for a change. It kind of reminded me of them from earlier days in the show.
Literally. Yeah, I got it in there, baby. But I did enjoy it. I did enjoy these two. And I like the fact of it's water under the bridge. Between both of them.
Water under the bridge. A bit late, but better late than never, I guess.
Hey, you could always be a dad at 13. You always were a sick fuck, Bish. Yeah, he was, but Bishop tells him to get in there, and he knew eventually one of them would get something right. We have Angel and Easy riding downtown in Santa Padre. They look to the left of them. R.I.P. the butcher shop. I'm glad we got to see the butcher shop one last time.
Well, Alvarez did tell Alvarez did tell Bishop, do you want to come in and see him? But Bishop rejected this, said, I'll see him at another time. Turns out he won't get another time to see him.
Spoiler alert.
And what I liked about this is we've seen Emily seeing Angel and Easy fly past. She was like, that could have been me. That could have been my life, damn it. And at this point, I realised we weren't getting the Reyes brothers running California. So I was a happy bunny for about 3 seconds. And then Celio is going to be making a deal with Potter and Cody. Thoughts on this? I thought, for a split second, I thought it was going to be Bishop for some reason.
Why the fuck would it be Bishop?
Don't know. Thought a lot of stuff was going to happen this episode.
Bishop's not a rat.
No, he's not. He's a lot of things. He's a moody little teenager on Twitter like Michael Irby.
He's a little man, but he's not a little rat, that's for sure.
He's a little man in big boots and big president patch, amigo. Emily, up next. Kills Galindo and Luis. Sets up the cameras, now we know why.
Yeah, I just don't think... Let's be real. Surely she's not smart enough to install a couple of cameras and plan this death. And it means that she's going to get away with this. And I believe she's trying to pin Galindo's death on Louise.
Yep.
And I guess
the murder-suicide?
I'm just not fucking buying it, man. If Louise was obsessed with Emily, if Louise wanted to be with Emily, why would he kill himself after taking out Galindo? Because if he takes out Galindo, he's pretty much the man in charge. He's got what he wants.
Yeah, and the cop's not going to look at this and be like, why would his bodyguard kill him? And like, why is there only like... I know they can look at like, well, I'm sure Miguel installed the cameras, but is it not a bit weird that the only camera in the house isolates who you can see? You could only see Miguel, and you couldn't see anyone else.
Yeah, very suspicious, and I get it. She was wearing gloves and stuff, but I just refuse.
And she used his gun.
And again, I mean, this is a show where we've literally seen hundreds of deaths, so I'm not going to say I draw the line at this death or this death's unrealistic.
And also, Luis taking his guns off just to take the kid upstairs. Would he really do that when he's supposed to be the big professional bodyguard? What if someone bursts through the door here?
Upstairs? What if there's an intruder upstairs? What's he going to do?
Throw Maverick or Cristobal at them?
Throw a shitey, dirty nappy in their face? I mean, is that what he's going to do to fend them off? Again, just didn't make much sense to me that... And I mean, Galindo, this life he leads, the trouble that he's been in, the situations he's been in, being in Mexico, being in the run, being involved with the LNG, being against the LNG, teaming up with the LNG, the showdowns that he's had with Easy, and they pretty much from the beginning of this series, I think they teased that it was always going to lead to Easy versus Miguel at one point, and we never get that. We get Miguel dies thanks to his fucking wife.
Like, we constantly got face-to-faces with Easy and Galindo, but nothing came out. It was just more like, fuck you, what are you doing here? I don't like you, never have.
Like, we hate Emily, and we didn't want to see Emily. The fact that Emily's killed these two is bad enough. But when you think about it, she's also killed the possibility of the brother reveal ever coming out. So Galindo dies, and we're never going to know that he was... Well, we know, but Angel's never going to know, Easy's never going to know that secret's never going to be revealed. What was the point? Like, what was the point of revealing that or bringing that in?
I would say...
No, what did it do?
Well, it didn't do anything, but see that whole story arc that we were talking about? That is the whole Dita, Happy, Jose Galindo. That is all wrapped into one, and that's the way it ends. It didn't end with Happy. It ended with like these guys all finding it, and it ends with Emily killing him.
So there's no closure. There's no nothing. No
and before anyone goes, oh, but Angel looked at the photos. Yeah, but Easy's dead. He'll never know. The only person that knows is Angel, and it's only...
How do we know he knows? He looked at photos.
Yeah, I'm saying
he could have been like, he could have been just wondering what's those photos.
I'm not saying he knows. I'm saying
it's not like
if people argue the point that it's not dead,
it's not like he got X-ray vision and he glanced through every single photo individually. And, oh fuck, look, this guy could be our brother.
I just don't get though why we have all these scenes with Angel being suspicious of stuff and it never leads anywhere.
He glanced at them, mate. I mean,
yeah, but the same way he glanced at Cody when she looked at Easy, he thought something was up.
It just looked like a glance to me. Like, wouldn't you glance if Galindo was carrying something? You'd be like, I wonder what he's got in his hand there.
It's probably one of the few times I felt sorry for Galindo. He turned up here. He wanted to embrace his brothers, and Easy shot him down.
And then like, literally his wife shot him down.
Yeah, I actually felt sorry for Galindo. I know he's a murderer and killer, but
who ain't? I mean, who ain't?
You actually seen that he wanted to connect with his brothers, and Easy just fucking was like, what the fuck are you doing?
He can't be that much of a murderer and killer. He allowed them to live after they killed Dita.
Exactly, but man, damn. Galindo, R.I.P. son, R.I.P. Luis, and this is the last time we ever see Emily Galindo. For everyone who wanted her dead, we got one last scream, but no Emily dead. We then have Cody rapping the door of Bishop. We get one last scene of Bishop exiting the shower, and I feel like we have seen this every other episode. Wee Bishop and his wee kitty towel.
But we don't get to see what happens. We don't understand what Cody said. Well, obviously we can get the gist of it, like, but why do they do their best to like not show us like deaths or not show us like shootouts or not show us important conversations?
Like she didn't go for a cup of tea.
Yeah, but like I just feel like in Sons the important conversations we've seen on screen.
Yeah. No, we did all the time. I'm trying to think of examples that... When Bobby went to Clay after he realised that Jax knew that Clay killed like JT and Piney, he goes, we need to talk. You better keep that piece handy.
No, but this would be like Jackson visiting Juice in prison. He sits down, he looks at Juice, and then the camera cuts.
Instead of getting that great scene.
And then the next scene is Jax leaving prison with an angry face. And we know that Juice has probably told him, but we don't get to see it. You just have to imagine he told him.
See, once Cody goes to Bishop's door, we know that he's going to find it.
I want to see his reaction, though.
I know what else I wanted to see? I wanted to see Bishop telling the likes of Hank, Gilly, and the other members.
Yeah, because that would have been good. That would have been good scenes. Revealing that Easy was the fucking rat. See how everyone reacted to it. See who believed it. See who didn't. See the initial response.
But we don't get that. We get none of the sort. But we do get Easy and Angel talking. Probably my favourite scene of the episode.
Yeah, talking on a bridge that they used to visit. Basically, Angel has banged everybody on this bridge. So, yeah, it's kind of put Easy off now coming here.
I mean, it was probably about near 10-minute scene. It just felt like Mayans in its heyday. Not saying its heyday was ever phenomenal, but it felt like Easy and the Angel's relationship in the early days.
No, it did, definitely did. Angel then confesses to Easy that he can't do this anymore. He's a father. Originally, I don't think Easy took it too well, but quickly, I believe Easy understands, look, this is my brother here. His kid's all he has. He is all Maverick has. He can't afford to stay in this line of life and possibly get killed and leave his child with absolutely nothing. So I think Easy at first felt like Angel was abandoning him, but he probably quickly thought about it and he went, no, you know what? He's making the right decision here. And it makes you wonder what would have happened if Easy was in this same position. What if he had a son? Would he be willing to make this decision? Would he be willing to do and make the sacrifice that Angel is willing to make and leave the club?
Would he?
But he's had opportunities to leave before, but it wasn't really over children. It was more just to have a life with Gabby, and we know how that turned out. But I wonder if push came to shove and the shoe was on the other foot, would Easy leave the club for his child? We know that Gilly didn't do it for Ray and his kid.
Gilly did not do an awful lot this episode. Series finale and Gilly, nothing, man. Absolutely nothing from. But then we get the Templo. We have all the members, apart from the 2 prospects. And with Easy, he's got a big smirk on his face. He's like, we did it, guys. The war is over. I'm the man. I'm the one king. Basically, kind of just kissing his own ass here for like 2 minutes. He then's like, Angel, take it away, bro. Angel then cuts like a 2-minute promo. He says, this club has been a massive part of my life. I've loved every minute of it. I love yous all. Yous are all my brothers. But I've got a son. And he says this as if the club don't know. Mate, it's been your entire personality for the past season. Everyone's aware you've got a son. And he's like, it's time for me to go. Easy wants to foot it, but then Hank's like, no, Easy, we're not going to do this. You said you want to put the club above any solo member, so I think it's about time we patch in Nestor. And I think as soon as you know that Hank's interrupted you, Easy should have clicked here. Oh shit, something's up.
Yeah, because Hank's not had a backbone the entire fucking series. So the fact that Hank is now interrupting Easy when he's in the middle of, basically trying to give Angel the microphone
it's
here,
embarrassing that he wouldn't back up Taza, but he would interrupt Easy and Angel in a pretty mega moment for the sake of patching in Nestor. Obviously, there's different moves at play here, but...
Could you imagine if that was the legit reason, though? They actually interrupted him because they wanted to patch in Nestor. How sick would that have been? So Nestor comes in, they put the patches down, Nestor's getting patched in, they're all congratulating Nestor, and before we know it, both Reyes brothers are being caught in a chokehold.
Yep, chokehold out of nowhere. It's like, you're the fucking rat. We know everything. You got Storm 88 and the Iron War to kill Creeper. You got us working with fucking feds. You're working with the feds. So Bishop here showed complete hatred for the fact you got us working with... I mean, why not voice that? See the fact he didn't actually like working with Iron War? We never seen that. We never seen that any of the members felt disgruntled about that.
Yeah, but now we see it when it's too late. They should have... Bishop should have been protesting this when the deal first got made.
What about you? You just murdered a bunch of Sam Dino members with cops present because their Iron War were there.
Yeah.
Which I've spent the entire week burying that because it's just idiotic, really. But I enjoyed this scene. I did feel like there was an element of it was too dragged out because they're telling Angel to kill Easy.
Yeah, to prove he's not a rat.
And Easy's getting a full speech here.
The club are blaming Angel, saying you knew this guy was a rat and you brought him in. You vouched for him. Easy then tries to save Angel, saying that he didn't know and that Angel wasn't aware. But they're not buying it. They're like, your cousin was a DEA agent. You tell me that you didn't know.
You turned your little brother a fucking snitch.
That him and your little brother had a deal. But Easy protests that he didn't, and they said the only way Angel will walk out of this Templo alive is by killing his brother, killing Easy. Angel refuses to do it. Easy tells him, look, it's okay, you've got to do it. This has to be done. It's the only way. Maverick needs you. You're the only person Maverick has got. And then Easy basically convinces Angel to do it. However, they don't give him a gun, they give him a knife. Angel then stabs Easy, but he doesn't stab him. I don't think this one stab was enough to kill Easy.
No, absolutely not. It definitely wasn't. It wasn't in the heart. It was more like just the stomach area, which we've seen loads of people survive. But at the end of the day, it is a knife. It's not like in prison where it's like a shiv. But what happens here is that Easy gets a train run on him.
Yeah, literally every single member of the club take their chance, take their turn, and stabbing Easy while Gilly keeps him in a chokehold, and Angel pretty much just has to watch here while every Mayan stabs him. We have Bishop stabbing him, Hank stabbing him, Gilly has got him still choked, Guerrero stabs him, and then the person with the final stab is the newly patched in Nestor. The guy's not even got a full patch on his back yet. He's not even wore his patched on cut, and he is the one that sticks the knife in last to kill
heart.
Easy Reyes. Yeah, takes him out, sticks the knife in the heart, kills him.
I like Bishop's line of, you're not the only one that reads fucking Shakespeare. I thought it was kind of funny.
Yeah, I mean, it was, but I don't know.
Felt a bit out of place.
The final thing to say to him, you're not, is that the final fucking words? Your last words, what's it going to be? You're not the only one to read Shakespeare. I mean, come on. Then Easy effectively dies in
Julius Caesar.
Angel's hands, and that's it. That's Easy Reyes done with probably still about 10 minutes. 10 minutes of the...
Yeah, but 10 minutes of the episode left. Let's just go into the problems with this, right? Angel came to grips with the fact that Easy was a rat, so you could say he was good with it. So see to actually see him kill Easy and then just hold him while all these members stab him. He just sits there and takes
that
it.
didn't sit right with me, that the Mayans are stabbing him and Angel's just sitting there holding him.
Yeah.
And I get it, he's got Maverick, but I thought it was... Oh, come on, it was... I thought it was borderline embarrassing here.
I know Jax and Opie weren't brothers, but I just could not imagine this going down in any sort of capacity like this. Not a hope in hell. And then my other problem with this is we don't even get a scene for Easy to explain himself. Like, what happened? Like...
Give his details.
They're going to kill him anyway.
Give his version of the offence. We don't get to see that. We don't get to see any of that. All we literally got was Bishop saying, "Oh, you're the rat. You did this. You did that." And then it's Easy basically saying to Angel, "Yeah, it's okay. Just kill me. You got to survive for Maverick." I mean, that was it. That's pretty much all that happened.
Look at Sons, right? Look at the amount of stuff Clay did. And Jax had to sit there in season 5 and just listen to the bullshit about, oh, he killed Piney in self-defense and he knows all the stuff about JT, but he has to keep him alive. Like, it's not like these guys had to kill him like that. They had to get it done straight away. We could have got a scene where Easy explains himself and they confront him, like, why the fuck did you do it?
This show doesn't like doing that, though. It doesn't like giving you good scenes with good dialogue and actually explanations. Probably, if Easy was going to explain everything, it would have probably happened off screen.
Yeah, literally. Right, I know what I get about this. It's the fact that, yeah, all the evidence stacks up against Easy. See everything that Cody tell Bishop? They're going to know. It's not like he can point this in a position here where it gets him off scot-free. But I would just like the final character to get more, like, to explain himself rather than just, it's alright, Angel.
You mean the main character, you mean?
The main character, rather than just, it's alright, you can kill me, Angel. Tell Maverick about Marisol. Tell him about Felipe. Tell him about me, damn it. How I was the one king. And even like Easy's bleeding out and he's just smiling.
Yeah, he's been stabbed a shitload of times. He's just bleeding out. Bleeding, but he's happy the entire time.
Apart from the final stab, that's when like the smirk left him because he's like, "Oh, that's me dead now."
The placement felt weird to me. I think he died too early, and I know there wasn't long to go, but it's the main character. Just for me, the main character should die at the end.
Yeah, and you've also, like, let's be real, you've got a lot of members here that are just not really up to. I mean, they've killed the main guy. Nestor gets the last stabbing. Guerrero, who dropped members like Diaz, he dropped Diaz. That's all right. That's all right. Just a clusterfuck, man. Honestly, you've got Gilly, who I don't think said a word this episode. Oh, and then like Hank, the little fucking El Simple, he gets a stab in.
But how can Bishop be so annoyed at the fact that Easy killed Creeper or allowed Creeper to be killed, yet the fucking guy is willing to accept Taza back into the club when he killed Riz? I mean, what the fuck?
That's true, though.
Why is he okay with what Taza done, but he draws the line at what Easy done?
Taza killed Riz to protect himself. Easy killed Creeper to protect himself. It's the same thing. You can't spin it. Maybe because Taza said he was gay. See if Easy said, "Hey guys, I'm gay."
If Easy came out as gay,
get dropped.
Yeah, if Easy came out as gay, they'd probably let him stay as prez.
But yeah, guys, Ezekiel Reyes dies, and it's a mega moment for what it was. Like, it's the main character dying. Any main character dying in a TV show is going to be mental.
And you know what? I haven't liked later seasons Easy, but I did feel sorry for him here.
Yeah, like he's just put the Mayans on top.
And they've took him out. He is...
Without... I just hearing his side of the story. Not everyone gets to tell their side of the story, but I feel like the main character deserves it. At least.
The president? Fuck me, hear him out.
Like, the top man. Like, Jack's got to explain why he killed Jury.
Yeah, for whatever reason, he got to explain it, and we got to see everyone's reaction to it. But we didn't get to see... Although, look at the Mayans, like, they're so trigger-happy. They've been killing each other all season, all series. And we're really surprised that they just took Easy out like this. But, look, Easy's dead. We need to move on. As we know earlier, Sophia is pregnant. She hasn't got to tell Easy yet. I guess Easy will never know that he was going to be a father because they never got to have that talk because he never returned home. But it turns out that he wouldn't be a father anyway, even if he was alive, because it was Goggles who then walks, or Bottles, whatever his fucking name is at this point. The prospect, because there only is one prospect now, walks into the trailer, looks at Sophia and the dog. He has like a shotgun or some, I don't know what
it was an M16 assault rifle, M4A1.
And he takes 2 shots, and I thought he was going to kill the dog, but he let the dog live.
Fair play, Bottles.
And it's like, I mean, that just shows you how pissed this dog is. It didn't even try to attack him. Bottles has just killed its owner, and this dog's not doing nothing about it.
Yeah,
but he pulled the trigger twice. So I thought one for Sophia, one for the dog.
It just shows you the difference in like mentality for the clubs. Like here, they've just killed a pregnant woman who realistically would not have known about Easy being.
I suppose they don't know she's pregnant.
Look at Suns though when Tara went rat. It's not like the Suns were like, well, fuck you, Jax. We need to kill her. She's gonna give us all up.
I suppose they don't know she's pregnant. Like Easy didn't even know. So
I know. Well, it's this old lady. It's a woman. What happened to? Oh, we don't touch women and children. Well, the Mayans just touch themselves as well. So I guess
that statement clear went out the window last episode when Terry wiped out a bunch of fucking.
I guess they were never going to let her live because here it's going to be blatant. Like they just can't let her live because here she's going to know here.
Collateral damage.
Exactly right. Bishop puts the president patches on. Bottles is patched in.
I guess that's Bottles.
Outside, right? Letty pulls up in a car. Sees the dog. I mean, this dog's just covered in blood.
This was fucking retarded. So she got the gun off Caesar or whatever he's called. Then or Guerrero. I don't know whatever this Felipe. I think he's called Felipe. Him actually. I know there's 2 Felipes, but I do believe he's called Felipe. She gets the gun off him.
Gustavo.
Gustavo.
That's Gustavo.
So she's got the intent of killing
every Hispanic name.
Just name every fucking and hopefully get it right. Or Latino name or whatever. So she rides up in the car into the Santa Padre clubhouse. She sees the dog, sees like bloody footprints, and she decides all of a sudden, just because she's seen a random dog in the middle of the street, in the middle of the clubhouse, in the middle of the yard or whatever, she all of a sudden just decides, you know what? I don't want to avenge Coco. I don't want to kill all these Mayans. I don't want to do this. Instead, what I am going to do is I'm going to put the dog in my truck and I'm just going to ride off. So literally. She got there. It made fucking zero sense. How could she go there getting this gun? How could she go with the mission and ambition of taking out every single Mayan member? But then because she sees a dog, she decides, you know what? I ain't going to do it. I'm going to take this dog and go somewhere else because a dog made her change her mind. Are you serious?
It's almost like though they set up this storyline and then because we're going to have the ATF storming in this building, so if Letty comes in and starts shooting at them first, it's just going to be 2 groups of people interacting that we don't want to interact. And then the second last scene of this series is Letty joining the Broken Saints with a dog.
Just when you thought we'd got enough of the Broken Saints.
Compare it to Sons, you've got the likes of Abel having the sun ring, alluding to a sequel. You've got Chibs with the gavel and the president patch on. Compare T.O., first black member. All these final epic Letty driving to the Broken Saints. Just when I thought they were out, they pull us back in.
And what I noticed is the president wasn't there.
Yeah, maybe they killed.
Now we've seen she got like a shot to the back of the head, like a gun, pistol whipped. Did she get excommunicated or did she get killed? We don't know. But the VP was there, and then we see Letty get out with her hands up, lets the dog out. The dog goes and plays with other dogs. And it would appear that Letty's going to try now and patch into the Broken Saints, just when I thought the Broken Saints were done.
It's funny how they would kill their own president over easy, who was there by himself.
Just garbage, though. Everyone gets wiped out, essentially, apart from the Broken Saints. They get to live. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, we may as well...
Because they're good, strong, powerful women, I guess.
We may as well talk about it. We see Bishop. He's already took Easy's president... cut off him and put it on himself, which I thought, and blood all over it, which I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah, he's sitting at the top of the table.
Big cigarette.
He is the president. I wonder if he got voted in or if he just decided, I'm putting myself in charge.
Who's his VP? That's the real question.
Didn't actually realise that.
Hank's just glued on to be Sergeant at Arms. Here, if they had time to put Bottles in a new cut and him to put his president patch on, I'm sure they elected someone as
considering
VP.
who's there, it would have to be Gilly. He's not picking Nestor or Bottles
or Garo. They're just young.
So therefore, Gilly's the only one left.
Unless he promoted Hank and now Gilly's Sergeant, which I think just for a rank change, that's what I would do. But guess what, guys?
Well, hold on. Gilly here. Do you want to be Sergeant at Arms for like a minute and a half? Because
is it not funny though how easy made it a smoke-free Templo, and like they actually just abided by it?
Yeah, and then as soon as he's dead, first thing Bishop does is light up a cigar. Well, Bishop, you better puff on that big cigar because it's the last thing you're going to puff on. Wait, there's a bullet coming your way. Puff on this. We get some black figures approaching the clubhouse and we're thinking, oh, fuck yes. Finally, Chibs and Tig are here. Turns out they're not here. It's the ATF. ATF storm in. We see them break into the clubhouse. We then see the SWAT fans, the flashing lights, the police cars arrive. Cody is talking to Potter outside. Then we hear bang, 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 bang. And in classic Mayan style, they all get killed off screen. Or at least that's what it's alluding to, because, I mean, about 50 members of the ATF walked in. I highly doubt the 6 members inside the temple dropped them all. But, like, why not show us this? Like, I just think this would have been a great scene, even if they'd done it in, like, a montage where it just showed you all the Santa Padre members getting shot and put down. Like, what a final stand that would have been. But instead, they die off screen.
Yeah. And maybe they didn't die, right? But at the end of the day, they're getting life sentences rammed up their arse. Here they are fighting off federal agents. So why not just show us it? I mean, say Sam Crow attacked them, Sam Crow go in. Could you imagine a scene where Sam Crow bust into the clubhouse, kill like most of them, say they leave like Hank and Bishop, and then the ATF storm in, and you've got like Tig, Chibs, Bishop, and Hank, all like the leading high-ranking members, all getting sent their life sentence. I'd even have took that.
Nah, shite.
I don't want Chibs and Tig going to jail, but
shite.
at least that portrays it as like equal.
No
one wins. The police win.
ATF literally just get there right after Sam Crow going. Oh, just what a coincidence!
Yeah, I'm trying to look for a compromise here. I wanted Sam Crow.
Pish, man. You have one or the other. And if it's going to be ATF, I don't know why ATF would go in to shoot to kill. Now, we don't know. Maybe the Mayans shot first. Maybe the Mayans...
I think they did.
Maybe the Mayans went down... Well, can we not see that? Can we not fuck it? Is it too difficult to see that?
Well, apparently so it is.
Now, but Cody wanted them dead. Does it work for Potter? The Mayans being dead? I'm not too sure. But at least let us see what happened. I mean, they didn't give us a shootout with the Suns, so they could have made up for it here, and they could have had the Mayans go down standing. How badass would the Mayans have looked if they died, but they took about a dozen ATF members down with them?
Yeah, I know. It would have been much...
But no, we don't get to see that. And you know what, though? I am glad Santa Padre got wiped out, because this charter was cursed. This was a cancer charter, and they don't deserve to be standing tall after everything they've done through the Civil War and through this shit with the Suns, and they've just like broke... I mean, Bishop was talking to Easy about that you broke every code there is, but Santo Padre as a whole broke every code there is, especially... I think it all started when Taza took out Riz.
Easy broke it as a prospect, normal member, VP and Prez. You can't just blame him.
It was broken from the beginning, from even the first episode. Easy's a rat, and then you find out his brothers basically ratting, and they're going behind the backs of the club alongside Gilly and Coco. This club was doomed from day one. Then you got Taza killing Riz, and you got all the other shit happening where they just betray members. They betray... I mean, how many members of their own club did they kill in the whole Civil War thing? Even when it was put to bed and they had this truce, you've still got Easy taking out Kanchi and everyone. It's like, no, I don't feel sorry for any of these people. I mean, in the moment, I felt sorry for Easy, but overall, he deserved to die. He wasn't a saint. Look at the shit that he done. And the same goes for Bishop. Bishop's a coward, I think. I don't like his character whatsoever. And I don't think he deserved to die. I don't think he deserved to live. So I'm glad that the Santa Party got wiped out, but it's just a shame we didn't get to see it.
Yeah, like Bishop just came across a whiny bitch all season. Trini said it best. You're a sad old man. I agree with that.
Did she not say little man?
Sad little old man. I don't know, man.
Both apply.
Either way, he's not a man. He's a dwarf. So she got it wrong. But I think, like we said, just imagine a scene where the ATF, I mean, they just kill like 6 Santa Padre members on screen like that. Why not give us that? That's a fucking...
Well, I don't want to kill them like that. I'd want it to be a bit of a shootout. Even if it lasts a minute, 30 seconds. Even if it's like just a montage of the Mayan members getting shot and going down.
I think a cool image would have been, like, obviously you can have Nestor, Gero, and Bottles all die first because they're not the OGs, right? Then Gilly gets shot, Hank gets shot in the leg, then you've got Bishop. Hank! Then Hank dies.
Hank goes down protecting Bishop, he stands in front of him.
Aye.
He's shooting at the ATF in front of Bishop or something like that.
And then Bishop gets shot in like the chest and flies back, lands on the table, and he's spread out like Jesus on the Mayan like table logo. Is that no it? Is that no how it should have ended, really? Rather than, we don't actually know who's dead. Realistically, it's all of them, though.
The only thing is, with hindsight, at least we're kind of glad Alvarez didn't go back, because he'd have been fucked. Imagine they killed Alvarez off screen.
Alvarez thinks he's done a fucking better. I'm back. Shit.
I can't believe they just killed him off screen. And the one who gets to fucking live is Taza. Fucking guy that started all this shit, man. Fucking bum bandit.
Easy saved Taza.
He did. He took one for the team.
Taza literally got every single member here killed. And I'm hearing people already saying, well, looks like the Suns won the war. Come on. The war is done. I know Santa Padre got wiped out. And see if we see in the table the Thomas and Abel stuff, Chibs and Tig sitting at like 80 years old, completely grey and frail. Well, we didn't need to kill killers because the ATF killed them. Fuck off.
Hold on,
Sam
Sam Dino got wiped out, and Mayans and Santa Padre got wiped out. So therefore, I don't see how Suns won. At least it was Mayans that wiped out Suns. Fucking Mayans got wiped out by their own stupidity. Wiped out their fucking half their own members, and then it was the ATF that took the rest out. Plus, it looked like, they actually disbanded Sam Dino. I don't know. For all we know, the Mayans could start Santa Padre back up.
But there was loads of other Suns charters there. I've seen Nevada and like Washington.
But we don't know if they killed them all. I think they might have just. But does that mean?
Yeah, but if they took their patches,
those charters are done. All those charters. So it still looks like to me as if Mayans won this battle. Obviously, the war's not. I wouldn't say the war's over. It's not over. It's not like every single SOA charter has had to disbanding. But I would say that the Mayans have came out overall as an entire club. I think the Mayans have come out stronger than the Suns from this war.
I would say so too, but at the same, it's a weird one.
I would say so. Someone put you in slow-mo or something?
Trev's Gen 2 here. No, I'm trying to think about it, but when you think about it, Sam Dino looked like they were done in episode 8 of season 4. Realistically, not much has changed since then.
What's that to think about? When the Mayans walked into that party, that rock event that they were having, they've literally just wiped out 3 charters because they've took the patches and they've been disbanded. So it's like 3-1, Mayans.
True, but you got to look at the fact that we lost Orange County, Inland Empire.
I fucking love Orange County. Nobody knows what Orange County is, mate.
No, but there's
don't fucking count.
There's so many like doors just left open here, like Oakland.
And wouldn't the Mayans still have technically Iron War and Grim Bastards on there?
See, when Downer was speaking earlier in the episode, he's like, "Here, why he's having a go at me? I didn't kill Diaz or Jinx," and they were like, "Oh, keep your voice down." I thought something was going to happen with that.
Yeah, he's got a good point. Like, he didn't fucking. But how shite is it? Alvarez doesn't even get revenge. Yeah, I guess you could argue the people that killed Diaz are dead. But see, Alvarez is essentially out the loop. Alvarez doesn't know shit that went down. Alvarez is sitting there too busy being a dad, and he doesn't know anything that's happened.
He will just think that the ATF kill everyone.
He's not going to know about Easy.
Yeah.
I don't see how it's going to be revealed unless he...
I would have liked the scene where Alvarez... I did say ages ago that Cody would go to Alvarez. I got it wrong. She went to Bishop. She went to the next big thing.
But did she not...
Little thing.
Did Bishop not kind of just walk into this? Did she not kind of set up Bishop, knowing that they would kill Easy that night, and then they could raid them?
True. And again...
And Bishop talks about Easy being a rat and getting them involved with the feds. Did he not kind of make a deal with Cody? I'm not saying he made an official deal, but he still invited her into his house.
If Bishop was smart, realistically, once she told him everything he needed to know, he could have just killed her. Tie up a loose end that way. Although maybe she already had contingencies in place of where Potter was going to have this happen anyway, but yeah. Absolute chaos here.
Do you think the ATF raiding the clubhouse at this point has anything to do with her revealing that Easy's a rat?
I think it ties back to the Inspector General scene where she alludes to the fact when she was speaking to her secretary, the fat guy or whatever. She says that if we can't get Galindo, then it just means the US government are going to go towards the Mayan Sun conflict. And I feel like once Galindo died, it freed up that for the ATF and the government to get a win by indicting the Mayans. That's what I hope. And then she looked at the Miguel seat that was empty, obviously found out Miguel was dead. But it just seems cheap that they had this case against the Mayans this whole time, and the only reason they've acted is because
they couldn't get Potter.
Yeah. You can't get both of them? You know what I mean? Why can't they get both of them?
Because Galindo's dead.
Come on.
And he was the only one that was going to he was going to rat on Potter.
True, but you could have got them both at the same time, realistically.
So they had this deal the entire time. So what did Celio really offer?
I guess she just offered like more information, so to speak. But I guess Lucky was right. He said here the only reason the feds aren't here easy is because they're building a case against you. And I guess he was right. Grim bastard Lucky.
So would they not have any... So you don't think the Easy Death had anything to do with the ATF? It's a bit weird that they ended up raiding that night, no? As soon as she fizzes...
Well, I guess you could say once Galindo died, there's no real reason to delay it. But so what, do you think they were turning up there and being like they're going to charge them with the murder of Easy?
I think it could play a part. I'm not saying that's the only reason, but...
I guess his blood was on the floor. Wasn't even dried yet.
It was on Alvarez's fucking chest as well.
Bishop.
Bishop, aye.
Yeah, no, I mean...
The only thing Alvarez had in his chest was a baby snot and shit.
I wonder who's the new secretary?
Oh, God. It's not Angel, that is for sure.
You know what, I could talk about the club getting wiped out by ITF for ages, but may as well move on to the final scene.
Yeah, so we already talked about the club, we talked about Letty joining the Broken Saints, which fucking disgusts me. I just can't believe that this shitty charter is... And I tell you what, I actually had a feeling that this was going to be the last scene, and it wasn't, right? But it still shouldn't be the second last scene. The fact that the second last scene of this series is Letty turning up at the Broken Saints and being welcomed back with a dog is absolutely garbage. At least have the second last scene being Alvarez with his new family.
Yeah.
Not Letty and some Broken... I had fears that this was actually going to be the final scene and it was maybe setting up a Broken Saints spin-off. Thankfully, though, they're not the final scene. We do get to see something else. It's Angel. Looks like he's living out on the beach or something, or the pier. Or he's living out in the mountains. He's living close to like the beach or whatever. He's got his son, Maverick. His ink's been blacked out as well. So the Mayans and the whatever MC or whatever, the writing's been blacked out, but the actual logo, the centerpiece is still intact. So I don't know if he's allowed to keep that or whatever.
See, that's the problem. See this ATF thing? Does it stop at Santa Padre? This could be a thing that indicts the whole club.
True, I mean...
And if it does, then why is Angel allowed to walk? We phoned them out that night, so...
It doesn't get you. It's not...
Again, we don't even get any aftermath of that.
It doesn't work like that.
Angel's cradling Easy. And these... What? Are we just led to believe that the club just let Angel walk? Well, that's what happened.
Yeah, it was garbage.
Again, guys, the last scene of this series is Angel blacked out holding the son. I guess you could say it's what Jack's never got to escape and be with his son, so it's like it's cool to see another character for the universe get that life. But just this episode, how many bodies hit the floor?
A lot, and we didn't get to see most of them.
Yeah, like you've literally seven Santa Padre members die within like 5 minutes.
Now, there will be some... I think there'll be some people that will claim this was an epic episode just purely on the amount of deaths that we had. But these deaths should have been spread out better throughout the season. There was a lot of episodes where we got... I'd probably say about half the episodes there was no big-name characters that died. You could have spread these deaths out throughout. Like, Galindo dying, Emily killing Galindo, did that really need to happen in the final episode? Like I said, it's almost like Elgin James just wanted every character to get to the final episode, even if it meant destroying the story and clustering everything in and just throwing everything in. It's like he didn't want anyone to die too early. I just don't... I didn't get it. I thought it was very strange. But yeah, the final scene, Angel staring off into the ocean. At least that he survives. At least he's got to be there for his son. But I don't know. I mean, the way he just allowed all those members to kill Easy, kind of lost a bit of respect for Angel. And I get why he done it. You know, he wanted to be alive. He wanted to be there for Maverick, but
it's not like he didn't know. He knew.
I couldn't sit there and let someone stab my brother, like.
So,
brother.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I said earlier, Opie and Jax. I mean, Jax is trying to break a bulletproof bit of glass.
Aye, to get in. Like, see, do you think Jax was trying to break that glass to get in there? Just to hold Opie while the big guy's bashing his head in?
No.
Do you think that's what Jax would have done? They're all taking turns at hitting Opie with the lead pipe while Jax just cradles him?
And again,
see if Jax got in there, fucking fists were getting thrown.
Again, like I said, during it, they said, Angel's going to have to kill you. Angel got the first stab, he didn't kill him. Nestor did. It would have made more sense.
Although we could argue Angel basically gave permission. He let him die.
But as soon as it's just...
Like, I think it's difficult, I'm not going to lie, right? See an ending of a series. I don't think there's been any ending of a series where I thought it was perfect. And I really like the Sun's ending, but I don't know. I think there's other things, there's different avenues that could go down. I really think the ending of a series is hard to get right.
Yeah.
Even with good endings, I always feel like, could they have done something else? Like Breaking Bad, I thought the ending was good, where you get Walt just inspecting Jesse's work, and he did just as good a job as he would have done, and then, you know, he dies happy seeing his creation. But I always feel like a TV ending, it's hard to get it perfect.
There's problems with the Breaking Bad as well, because I feel like Jack's gang and Lydia being like the last boss for Mike, Walt, is that really... Obviously people have died. I feel like I don't think there is a perfect TV ending, personally. You look at The Walking Dead, look at that mess.
Yeah, I don't think the perfect TV ending exists, but you get good endings, you get bad endings.
Like, you could argue Jack's killing himself, like JT, is the perfect ending for him. But for everything else, I guess you could say, well, if Clay made it to the finale, or if Opie did, or if something else happened, it could have just been perfect. I think in terms of like Jax's arc, I feel like it did end perfect for him. For Walt, him dying in a meth lab, I think that's perfect for him. Easy dying at the hands of the Charter that he just made like gods, and then Santa Padre getting wiped out. I guess you could say there's a lot of things about this episode that did end perfect. Like Alvarez was right; he said they just killed themselves, or they're just cancer. And that's kind of what happened, isn't it?
It is, but I don't know if I personally enjoyed this ending. The final scene we get is Angel just staring off. I refused it. Now, Elgin James, he's always spoke about the ending. He's always said how he didn't know when this show was going to end, but he says he knew what the last scene was going to be. He always said he knew how the show was going to end. He always had this vision on how the show was going to end. And I just can't believe that 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 4 years ago, that him and Kurt Sutter were sitting here, and the final scene that they both had in their mind was Angel holding Maverick staring out into the ocean. I refuse to believe that. I think most of us thought that Angel at one point would die in this series to see how Easy would react to his death. I don't think this was the end. It doesn't seem like the end to me. I think they've changed it along the lines. Now, I thought the ending should have been Alvarez. Or if you're going to kill Easy, I think Easy dying should be the ending.
Maybe that's what he meant. Easy was the final scene he had in mind. I know it wasn't the ending, but it was like the ending of the character.
How the fuck can Easy die about 10-15 minutes before it ends, and then after that we have scenes with like Letty showing up at the clubhouse and then going to reunite with the Broken City? How can that happen after... Imagine Jax runs into that truck and then it goes to commercial.
Margaret Murphy returns.
And you've got another 15 minutes. Wait, like you said, like some Margaret Murphy and shit. A show should go out with the main character. It should always go out with the fucking main character. Now, while I might not think... I'm not saying The Sun's ending or Breaking Bad was perfect, but Breaking Bad had to go out with Walter White. The Sun's had to go out with Jax Taylor. And you've got the Mayans going out. And I know it's his brother, like, but... I thought the final scene should have been Easy Reyes.
You gotta look at, like, Sophia dies after Easy. Before anyone goes, well, they kill Sophia first and they're going to kill Easy. Alright, but we once we get that scene with Cody telling Bishop, we know Easy's done. We know. And,
Although we didn't know what Cody said because we didn't get to see it.
I just would have liked Easy to explain his actions about what his timeline, what happened from his point of view.
It's fucking crazy the amount of irrelevant stories and filler that this show will give us, but when it actually comes to important, crucial conversations, they don't show it.
the brother reveal. I mean, the whole reason Creeper's in jail, we touched on that in the rant video. Like, the club don't even know. Like, they're sitting there having to go easy. Oh, you killed Creeper? How about the reason Creeper's in jail?
Do you think what they done with Cody was right? Do you not think they should have had the actual dialogue, the actual revealing to Bishop, and see Bishop's reaction?
I think she should have been. What the hell do you want? She's like, whatever she said initially, and she's like, your president, Ezekiel Reyes, is an informant or whatever, rat, blah blah blah, and he'd be like, fucking bullshit. And then she's like, well, I work for the blah blah blah, and then just generic conversation about what it would be. But what do we get? We get nothing. It's like when Roosevelt says to Jax about juice, and Jax manages to narrow it down. We don't just have a scene where Jax goes to Juice, we know you're the rat. No, Juice comes to visit Jax, and then Jax calls him out on it.
Yeah.
We get like a 10-minute scene. He's like, I know what you know, killing another member gets you, and you're in my pocket now. You're one of the guys that's going to fight every way for me, brother. But no, the main character, Easy, here, just gets put in a chokehold. And even though Gilly had him in a chokehold,
it didn't look like he had it secured. It looked like Easy could have broke out at any time.
And yes, right, you could argue he's defeated. He's not going to fight Gilly for the simple reason is, even if he escapes Gilly, he's probably risking Angel getting killed. But again, I just would have liked Cody and Bishop to talk, and I would have liked Easy to talk about what actually happened.
Yeah, explain himself, but we didn't get that.
And Angel, but we don't even get like the aftermath of Easy dying. It's just Bishop puts the patch on, the president patch, Bottles is patched in, we see a blood stain, and then what happened to Angel? Did he just get to leave? We don't even get the Angel like walking out, like crying. Like, he was crying, but we don't even get like Angel walking out the clubhouse. Like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, we don't get to see any of that, so that's it, guys. That is the review. Of course, we will have a bunch of videos over the next few days to break down everything, all the big moments. We'll talk about it, and then once we have got everything like that sorted out, there's going to be ranking feds. We'll be ranking stuff based on season 5, so you have episode rankings, you have death rankings, you have character rankings, and then we'll maybe have like moments rankings and stuff like that. And then over time, once we've covered everything in season 5, there will probably be some all-time lists. So we'll probably rank like the best 10 Mayan episodes of all time, top 10 characters, top 10 moments, and when we're really ready for it, we'll probably rank every single character that was in the show from last to first. But that's going to take time because there's a shitload of characters.
And before we get into the episode rating, if Kurt Sutter was right, say this happened in Sons, the exact same thing, where the club calls out Opie and Jax, or like Clay and Jax, like the two guys at the head of the table for being a rat. Could you imagine if they just, each member takes a knife to Jax, and then it's like Clay or Opie or something, or Chibs initiates it, and they're crying, and then you get an ending scene with all Sam Crow fending off ATF. It just would have felt epic. I just didn't feel that here, especially with the fact that it was all off screen.
Yeah, how can we care? How can we see? It needs to be on screen to reveal the emotions. I just didn't get that.
And the shots we hear just confirm the fact that we're dead. It's not left to the imagination of, oh well, we don't know what happened. Did they get?
Yeah, exactly.
Did they get arrested or? I mean, all right, yes, 5 could be dead, Bishop could be alive, he could get a life sentence, but realistically, this is probably never even going to get brought up. At least in the future sequels, the Sons is going to play a heavy impact, and you touched on it earlier. Kurt Sutter's probably not even going to acknowledge this.
I don't.
He'll have to acknowledge the fact that Happy's not there. There'll probably be some reference to that, but they probably won't even mention what happened.
I don't think he's going to use characters for this show. I don't think he's going to want to bring in the history of, oh, remember that time Santo Padre went to war with Sam Dino? And Sam Dino acted like fucking little bitches, and then Sam Crow never helped them. I don't think he's going to do anything like that. I do believe he will not use Happy because Happy's dead, but I think if Kurt Sutter does do a sequel in the future, I think he'll want to steer away from what happened in Mayans MC.
Yeah, and if you look at club members who are alive, Alvarez ain't in the club, so can't include him. Angel's not in the club, can't even include him.
Taza's getting bummed somewhere in the country, nomad.
We've got Taza, Otario, and Isaac, but not Isaac, Terry. But he's
well, Terry must be done. He handed in his what a fucking waster he
pretty
is.
much right. Otario's not even Santa Padre. The only, I know, Taza ain't, but the only club member left standing across all the charters Is Taza?
What's to stop Angel though for putting the cup back on? Because there's no one going to take it off him, is it? There's no one left.
And again, like I said, if the ITF are coming after the Mayans, and like, is Angel like under like a new identity? Is he on the run, or is he just free to go?
We don't really know. I'm assuming he's free. Based on the final scene, it looks like he's free. He's getting to live his life out with Maverick. You know what? I think Angel's lost enough. Lost the mother of his child, lost his brother, lost his father, lost his mother 12 years ago, lost his club. I mean, the guy's pretty much lost everything. Even though Angel is pretty much the only one that gets to live, I'd still say he's fucking miserable.
Yeah.
It's not exactly like he's getting to live a good life.
If you told me going into this episode, though, about all the characters that would die, I would have said, oh, that has to be a belt of an episode. That's at least a 9. But for me, I'm going to give this episode a 6.
6. I'll get the same. It's just,
some people are either going to think you guys are underrating this or you guys are seriously overrating this. I don't feel like people. I think it's going to be very split. I think some people are going to love the fact so many people died, but for me, you can kill as many people as you want off. But if it just doesn't work or it doesn't make sense, then I'm not going to pretend that something's great just because there's a lot of death. Like Sam Dino members died within 2 minutes back to back.
yeah.
It was just a rush job. Like, it just felt like you dragged out Joker and Hozier to the final episode just for them to get killed.
Just so you could have names die. Whereas I think their deaths would have been more impactful if maybe one of them died in episode 5 or one of them died in episode 7. But, I mean, you just wait, and their deaths, in the grand scheme of things, considering everyone else who died, their deaths didn't mean shit. They could have shot 2 random no-name sons in the head in that bar, and it wouldn't have made any difference.
Yeah. And, that's it, guys. We're both getting it a 6 out of 10. This is the final ride. We are done. It's 6:20 in the morning.
Season 5, my overall first thoughts, we'll break down Season 5. We'll rank all the episodes for Season 5, but if I'm giving Season 5
I have no
an overall
idea.
rating, I'm going to get a 5. I'm giving it a 5.
I'll get a 5 too.
Season 5 gets a 5 from me.
I have no idea who I think's the best character this season. I think people be like, oh, it's Isaac. Is it?
I mean, is it really Isaac? I think he's alright, but I think he's extremely overrated. Best character this season? I'm not entirely sure, guys. I'll need to think about it. But I tell you what, if I have to think of my favourite characters, there's not many I'm putting forward.
I just can't believe they killed that many people off, and I'm sitting here like, what is going on? I mean, I'm not going to deny, see, towards the end, and you've got that whole sit down the temple, you're on the edge of your seat, like, what's going to happen here? But at the end of the day, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. And any final thoughts before we tune into this bad boy premiere? And the gang, Kino, Miwish, the OGs, damn it, Miguel, Magica.
We're going to patch these all in. Fuck it. I accept you, brothers. You're coming into our club. It's like, I don't know, I just think we should have... I am not one for Emily. I do not like Emily, but I feel like we need another Emily scene. I think we need a bit of closure to see what happened. I would have liked to have seen it if she got away free, or if maybe her plan backfired and they suspected that she was the one that done it. I mean, it wouldn't have to be a long scene, just something where you could maybe see her driving off, or maybe see her getting put in the back of a car. They just say, Emily Galindo, you're under arrest for the... I think something like either like that, her being under arrest.
Like Emily escapes the hold of Galindo, but she's now in jail.
Yeah, so I think that would have been good. Even like see at the end, like just when they're showing you quickly. I mean, if they can dedicate like a couple of minutes to Letty fucking finding a dog and then driving off to the Broken Saints, I think they should have at least give us like a 30-second scene where either Emily is driving off and you see her leaving California with Cristobal, or you see her get approached by like, I don't know, an ATF member, and maybe they've revealed the cameras and they come to the conclusion that she tried to set this up and say, Emily Galindo, we're arresting you under the suspicion of, killing your husband and his bodyguard. So I don't like Emily, but I do think that we need another minor scene just to see what happened after that.
The problem is, though, going into this episode, we had so many doors opened, and the stuff that needed closed, I felt was just rushed. So we predicted what would happen to Sam Dino. We did say the Suns would get annihilated. Pretty much they would get no offense in, and probably no Mayans would die. And literally, that's what happened.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it, guys. 5 out of 10. We're going to leave it there.
6 out of 10, guys. 5 for the season.
Why, 6 out of 10. Don't take away that extra point. Crucial point.
We'll be back, guys. Don't leave us. Come on, man. We'll patch us all in.
Yeah, stay subscribed. We're going to be reviewing. You know what? I reckon at one point we might go back and review Mayans. I don't know. Maybe put a different spin on it.
10 years from now.
10 years from now. Decade later, we go back. I don't know. We're still reviewing Suns, though, so you want to check out the Suns reviews. We premiere them, so you can join in on the chats every Monday and Tuesday. So just feel free to check them out. And yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. We'll catch you in the next one. Like I said, lots of videos reacting to the incidents and the scenes that happened in this episode. Then we will be having season 5 lists, and then of course after that we'll do big breakdowns of the series as a whole. So that's it. We'll catch you in the next one, guys. Thanks for joining us in this ride. I mean, it wasn't perfect, it wasn't great, but it was fun, and that's all I can really say.
I was questioning recently that did Mayans really benefit the universe? But overall, I am glad it happened. It added depth to it, and at the end of the day, we've been able to talk pish for 5 years, so god damn it, give me some more.
Yeah, it wasn't great, but would we rather have nothing?
Yeah.
Would we rather have this?
That's it, guys. End of an era. End of the line. The final ride. Ezekiel Reyes is dead.